And then we have this Frontier A320neo. This is Georgia the Painted Bunting, one of my absolute favorites too. Overall, this is a really cool tail. Love painted buntings, and this is a really good example of one on this particular tail.
The Frontier A320neo, Georgia the Painted Bunting. Whoa. It's been a while since I've had an Aero Classics plane. I never thought I was gonna get this, to be honest. And if I did, I was gonna have to spend like 80 bucks, but I can't believe I got this for $37.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for choosing Frontier and flying America's greenest airline. On behalf of your flight attendants, pilots, as well as Georgia the Painted Bunting, which is the fancy long name for the bird who's on our tail and wings, we welcome you aboard.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today. And in this video, I have another unboxing. Another awesome model joining the collection. And this one does not come from a retailer. It actually comes from a friend. As you saw in the intro, one of the several flights that I took as part of the Airliners expedition was on a Frontier A320neo. And as a matter of fact, I actually took two A320neo flights. The first one was on Wiley the Bison, November 313 Foxtrot Romeo, from Sioux Falls to Denver to start the trip. And then a couple days later, myself along with Connor and Anderson flew Georgia the Painted Bunting, November 317 Foxtrot Romeo, from Baltimore to Charlotte. And what better way to celebrate the occasion, if I can get this open here, then to finally acquire the model in question. So that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to get this all wrapped up here. It's all wrapped up bubble wrap, but this, my friends, is Georgia the Painted Bunting by Aero Classics. Super excited to add this, and as you saw as well, the other two already have the model themselves. Connor got his in 2019. I don't know when he unboxed it. And then around 2020. Or last year, rather. Let's see. And a nice little sticky note in there from the good friend that sold me this model. This is Delta MD88 Fan, who sold me his Georgia the Painted Bunting copy. So thank you, Alex, for your generous sale of this model. Something that I have wanted ever since I took this flight. And obviously because the other two already have this model themselves, and they told me that, well, we're gonna get you it one day. And, you know, they didn't really play a role in this, but I know for sure that they would be super happy that this model has joined my collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and work through this bubble wrap. Tightly wrapped, as I like it, to keep the model protected. So, we'll head to the studio and we'll unbox this. And here we go for the unboxing of the Aero Classics 1:400 scale Frontier Airlines Airbus A320neo Georgia the Painted Bunting livery. Another awesome model to add to the collection, and obviously I already have a Frontier A320neo, that one being Mia the Dolphin that I got way back in 2019. And I figured that was going to be the only A320neo that I'd ever get for Frontier. But that's not the case, as now that I've got some flights with Frontier, of course I've got to collect the tails that I've flown, and sure enough, here's one that joins the collection. And I'll talk more about another tail that I found recently at the end of the video. So to start off, we've got the standard Baby Bus Models box, a new range from Aero Classics, though not really new anymore. I think this one was released in like 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. But there's the bottom of the box with the barcode and some basic information about the aircraft. A321 on that side, adult collectible model warning. There's the A319, A320 on that side, and there you go. Presents the exciting new range, Aero Classics, presenting Baby Bus Models. Very nice range of aircraft that they have. So let's get this thing out. Oh boy, there we go. That's more like it. Hopefully USPS didn't handle this package poorly, but looks like, from the looks of it, we are in good shape. Yes, sir. Yes. Welcome to the fleet, Georgia the Painted Bunting. Awesome bird. Feels so good to check off one of the tails that I've flown, and also what has been Anderson's favorite tail for the longest time. So I know he was super happy to get his copy last year, and coincidentally enough, when Connor actually met up with him, as you saw there, they actually unboxed that together. So that was an awesome deal that Anderson got on his. And now here I am with one of my own to join the trio. A320neo for Frontier Airlines, Georgia the Painted Bunting. Beautiful, beautiful tail, and I definitely love the colors that the Painted Bunting has. I have never seen one myself, but rest assured, hopefully when I do go back to the part of the country that they typically reside in, I'll be able to see one day. So to start off at the front, we've got the nose cone, a little panel detail there. Cockpit windows, Georgia the Painted Bunting, printed right there. L1 door, and the nose gear door and everything. Fleet code also printed on there. There's the Frontier titles, which, as always, Aeroclassics likes to get the modern livery colors too dark, but that's not a problem for me, especially since this is the only rendition of Georgia that exists in 1:400 scale. And you can see that blue cheat line, which is not supposed to go across the wing section, so Aeroclassics did not get that on point. That's typical of the rest of their other A320neos as well, so just an observation there. Flyfrontier.com titles back there. Registration November 317 Fox Romeo, and the American flag, and of course Georgia the Painted Bunting on the tail. The printing's actually really good. Once you get up close, you can see some of the fuzziness of it, but from a distance, it's not bad at all. It's really good, especially for Aeroclassics, which are not the highest quality in this scale. Now on the right side, not too much different there, but there is a luggage door on that side, and also back there with a couple little ones in the back, and Georgia again on that side. And I was in 20A on the A320neo, which I don't know what window exactly this would have been, but I had an excellent view of the winglet, which this one there on that side was not. It was painted gray, so they did not have Georgia painted on that side when we took the flight with Georgia back in June. So not sure what's up with that, and I don't know if they fixed it since. But I think I was, let me see if I can get a proper angle here. I think I was probably right about like this window, or that window right there is where I was seated. And then Connor and Anderson on either side of me. I think Connor was behind me, Anderson was in front of me on that flight, which yes, that was the case. So super awesome that we got to fly Georgia together in that case, and certainly love to add more Frontier tails into the collection as well. Bottom of the aircraft, your standard Aeroclassics details, just the stand hole, landing gear doors, and then the top of the aircraft with the overwing exit markings and one little beacon light. How about that? Georgia the Painted Bunting joining the collection, and a perfect way to do it with a good friend of mine, another good friend. A perfect way to get this model as well, with another good friend of mine selling his copy to me because he knows how much I wanted it, which I did talk about in my collection episode that I did on Frontier Airlines a few weeks ago. So that episode's already outdated, but hey, it's all in the name of adding awesome tails like this one right here, Georgia the Painted Bunting. So I'll definitely be flip-flopping between this one and Mia, and especially more as I get additional tails, which I'm hoping for Widely the Bison to get made. That would be great. And then as for the other tails that I flew, Hugh the Manatee doesn't exist, and I think I said Cubby the Bear doesn't exist, but as it turns out, it does, and by sheer luck, I found it on Waffle Collectibles, and I bought that one. So that one's on the way as I speak, and I will be doing an unboxing of that when that model comes in the mail. So fingers crossed, that one will arrive in perfect condition. So thank you again, Alex, Delta MD88 fan, for selling your Georgia the Painted Bunting over to me. I'll definitely be utilizing this very well, but it will sit proudly on my shelf as a nice memento of the awesome trip that we had together with myself and Connor and Anderson. Awesome time that we had, and especially with this flight that we had on Georgia. So that trip report will be coming out soon. That will be out on, I believe it's the 16th that I have it set for, August 16th. So premiere will be set up then around that time. Stay tuned for that flight. Great time that we had flying from BWI to CLT. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.